Hey guys, it's Misa, and I am back to do another assembly tutorial on this half round design set. I'm getting ready to release the files for this holiday pack, and I made some adjustments that I wanted to share with you in another tutorial video, and then also just share all of the different designs that are going to come in this set. So basically we're gonna put one of these together today. And so it's just we've got a mahogany backer here and a maple plate at the top. We've got these, I think they're 1¼ inch cup hooks, which is what they're called when you Amazon it. These little spacers and this little plate here. So anyway, we're gonna put this whole thing together, and I'm gonna show you how I do the magnets and just talk to you about my whole process so that you can get these together quickly and efficiently. So as you can see, this first one here is love. So did a Valentine's Day and then an Easter, a little bunny and an egg, and a Christmas, little Santa. All right, and it's getting ready to be Halloween, so we have the spooky house, spooky moon, spooky tree. And then we'll have St. Patrick's Day, little lucky hat and a rainbow. I know that not everybody's in the US, so I also did a Canada Day. Little eagle and a maple leaf, strong and free. And then also did this guy for 4th of July, but I think it'll be a great one for all year round even. I think that's super fun. So, all right, so these are all the, oh wait, and then the one we're gonna do today is Thanksgiving, but it doesn't have magnets on it because we're gonna use it to put it together. And Thanksgiving. So there are 8 holidays here for you to choose from. But okay, so let's get ready to put one of these together. So let me go over all of the different components and the options, and then we'll actually get to it. So you'll get several backers that offer a couple of different options. This one, so they will all have a couple things in common. There will be this shape with several different options for cups and hooks at the bottom. And then you will also get one that's just a little longer here, and it will have a space for house numbers. And so you'll be able to just weld your house numbers in the little plate provided, and there'll be a little kind of a scored, you can kind of see it here, a scored centering guide so that you can very easily align those plates down. So the backers will all have those little scored lines. Also, they have some little X's for your magnet placement. So it can just be the same every time. Also, there's a set that has these holes in it on each side for nails. If you want to just kind of like nail these right into the wall, or excuse me, screws, if you want to just screw these right into the wall. Or also those 16-pound Velcro command strips work great. I did mine with my keys on the Velcro command strips, and it was great for my office too because I could mount it to the wall and not have to worry about filling any screw holes when I don't have that office anymore, if that happens. So you'll have a couple of different options there for screw holes or not, and you can always set these little centering guides to ignore if you're using a Glowforge, or I like the draft score feature. These are inset so that you won't have to worry about them showing outside of the little plates. So they should just go right inside where you place your thing, and they shouldn't show at all, but it will just, you know, help you make sure that you get it centered. Okay, so there's the backer, and then other than the house number plate, there's this one that has just 2 cup hooks and then a space in the middle where you could weld a name, or I've welded drink up. So this will hold my like teacups or something, but you could weld whatever text you wanted to there. And so as you can see, it's got the corresponding little screw holes, so it should all kind of line up here. And then there's a backer with that's got 6 holes here, and so that's really great for keys on the 2 and the and then there's one for 3, which is also really great for coffee and teacups. So on the ones that are you're going to be using for cups, I'm using the 1 1/4 inch cup hooks. So when you're Amazoning things, they are called cup hooks. This is the 1 1/4 inch cup hook. When I am doing the keys, I am using the 7/8 inch cup hooks. So I just got these at like Fred Meyer, Kroger, and these bigger ones. They had them at Fred Meyer too, but Home Depot and Lowe's just had a ton of them. And then Amazon has a ton of options too. Okay, so this is the little 6 guy for the keys. All right, so also since my last video, we've done a lot of testing on different magnets. And I know originally I had said the 8mm by 1mm would do just fine. I think in my last video, I was using 9x1s. And so we have now tested 8x1s, 8x2s, 9x2s, and 10x1s, and just to, it's a little bit of a, we were trying to find the perfect balance of it holding it there without being, you know, so strong, but also it not falling off, and then also having balance and hiding the magnet. So off all those features and all the different magnets that we have tried so far, we are settling on the 9x2s. There are lots of other different sizes, depending on your preference, that would work, but through all the testing that we have done, this 9x2 came out as the leader. So, and those are just neodymium refrigerator magnets, super easy to find on Amazon, and there will be a link to these specific ones in both the Etsy listing and the README file. Okay, same with the cup hooks. Okay, so we're gonna end up putting this little 2 cup guy together now. So we've got the backer, I've chosen the little plate here. And then the other thing I should mention, as most of us know, is that the wood width for the plywood that we're getting as laser users varies. It varies so much. So I have used the 1/4 inch from Smoky Hill, and that is a very clean 1/4 inch. It's just kind of like right on the dot. So the reason that's important is because when we're putting these cup hooks through the wood, we need, it's like a 1/2 inch here. So we don't want it to poke out the back. We need the wood to be either exactly or a little greater than the 1/2 inch of the screw. So with Smoky Hill, it was great because it was exactly a 1/2 inch, and I didn't need these little spacers. Got 2 circular spacers, and that's just to make up for any of that. Well, one, they're cute. You might just decide you like them. I've got hearts and squares and circles, but it's just to make up for that depth. So, you know, you might decide, okay, you've measured that and it's just shy, and so you want to add an 1/8 or a 1/4 inch just so that it's at least that 1/2 inch depth for your screw. And you can just use your calipers really easily to just like grab your 2 pieces of wood and then just decide how much more space you need. So those are those little guys. And so what I would probably do, so I'm just gonna take the screw. I've got the circle kind of lined up here with the little hole, right? I'm just gonna hold them both down and then just kind of starting to twist. And it kind of finds itself until it grabs both pieces. Okay, I'm gonna do that one. Then I'm gonna come over here and do both. Just kind of get it in here. Not too cattywampus, straight up and down. until it grabs the other. Okay. Oh, I might have made that a little tilty. So, okay. Now threaded more perfectly. Okay, so that grabs it a little bit more. One more turn. There we go. Okay, and then so this would be the step where you then could take your super glue or your wood glue and do all this, then go back, use the score guides to start you off, and the little nail holes for second. So now I'm just gonna hold it all down and screw it until it's tight. The next one, and then screw it until it's tight. Okay. All right. Now, if you decided you wanted a little extra, I don't think you would need it, but you could always kind of go into the backs and drop a little glue in each side if you really wanted to be extra snug. But I think it's especially important to do the glue with the cups. The keys I'm not worrying about too much. I think that you could just, unless you got really heavy keys, I think you could just use the threading of the screws to be able to hold that just fine. Okay, so that one's ready to go. Okay, so the next thing we're gonna talk about is magnets. So magnets have polarity, and that's a good thing to remember because I didn't. And so we had to kind of come up with a system so that we would remember which direction our magnets needed to face because we put some on backwards and then we experienced some reverse polarity and the plates just were not matching up. So we don't want you to make that same mistake. So we just thought we'd share with you some of our ideas on how to make sure that that doesn't happen. So my husband is better at this stuff than me. So he's going to share with you that little process.
Hey, what's up guys? So let's talk about magnets and polarity. And the reason we're doing this video is we screwed up a bunch of them. I think we just got excited and started gluing these on, which you can do, but don't be surprised if 50% of the time this stuff doesn't fit. So what we made here was an absolute foolproof way to keep track of your magnets. So we made this little jig, mind your magnets. So we glued this on. I don't know if this is positive or negative. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. All we're keeping track of is we're always gluing them facing the same direction so they always stick. So we've got this roll of magnets. If we stick, we know that side's up. If it doesn't stick, you know, obviously the opposite. So both these stick the right way. I've got this marked with an X that says, yes, that side's up. So when we glue them, we always know this side is up, okay? The other nice thing about this is if somebody orders another one of these plates and says, hey, I want one for Christmas, I want one for a wedding, I want one with a monogram, that's awesome. So as long as you made this jig and you always match the polarity, it's absolutely foolproof. The one that you send them will be the exact same polarity every single time. So hopefully this helps. Misa will show you how she gets this thing all set together, and hopefully your spelling's better than mine. All right.
Okay, great. So yes, mind your magnets. So now that I know that I need to put this one together, I'm just going to use this again, this magnet board to make sure if it sticks, I know that I can just grab my two top magnets and then put them down. Oops. I can grab my two top magnets here and put them down here, and that'll be the direction that they need to go. So I can grab the next two, not flip them over on accident, and here. Okay, so also depending on how much perfection you like in your life. You can also use this little pen or something. There's the X that kind of gets you kind of, you know, in the middle. But if you really want to make sure, like, because the magnet covers it up, you can make a little mark above and below so that you can kind of see exactly where that is, kind of above and below. And then I can kind of see exactly where that would be. Again, these don't particularly have to be perfect. The bigger thing is that they are the same, especially if you're providing multiple of these kind of front plates to people. You just want them all to have been done kind of the same way, so that none of them are a little off kilter. Okay, so remembering, I'm gonna put this down this way. I don't wanna flip my magnets. I'm just taking some Gorilla Super Glue. I'm gonna put that on top of my X here. Okay, this is a stack of 2. Boop. Okay, kind of tap it until there's a little friction. It doesn't slide around anymore. Okay, on top of this guy. Okay, nope, no glue smears. Okay, and then we're just putting those down. I don't mind if the super glue kind of seeps out around, because I think then that it just kind of envelops the end of the magnet and holds down a little bit better. Okay, we're just gonna let these dry for a couple minutes. They don't need to be perfectly dry before we do the next step, but enough that I will not mess it up, and we'll get this finished. Okay guys, back again. I think that these are dry enough. And so again, I still have my stack of 2 magnets here, and I'm going to glue on this turkey faceplate for Thanksgiving, and then let it dry. So now that I have my stack of 2, I'm just gonna take my super glue again and put that on each magnet here. A little bit here. Okay. Okay, and then I'm going to kind of use this bottom piece to kind of line them up. So your faceplate should kind of, there's a little gap, but it should line up with the bottom part. And I'm just gonna kind of hold and balance it for a second until the glue kind of takes hold, because it's kind of balancing on these 2 points on the top and bottom. It could very easily like tilt to the right or to the left. And so once the glue gets a little grippy, it's okay. Okay, so I'm just gonna let this dry, and then I'll be back to finish up. Hey guys, just back. This is finally dry, and oops, comes right off. All right, so really easy here, and then it will just, again, if you just now, like let's say you got an order for one of these and they wanted 4, they picked 4 of their favorite holidays. So you would just do the same thing by adding 1 magnet and glue. Oops, let your next plate. This one already had magnets in it, but let your next plate dry on there. And so you would just do it that way, 1, 2, 3, and be done. So I hope you enjoyed this set and the video was helpful. Again, check out the Etsy shop and the listings for more details and links to the materials that I used and the README file. Thanks guys.